For me, it's about the law and people. I just need facts, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Just facts. And how people can resolve their problems and just be better for it.
Justice with passion.
I always knew I was going to go into law because I tried to see everybody's point of view in an argument. And I encouraged people to talk to each other to try to resolve their problems.
Justice with truth.
Do not waste your time and do not waste mine.
This is Justice for All with Judge Cristina Perez. Laris Whitlock is suing April Saunders in the amount of $3,300. Mr. Whitlock claims his ex-fiancée insisted that he get a vasectomy and says she broke off their engagement a month later.
Mr. Whitlock, we are here today. You are suing the defendant for $3,300.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Please explain.
Well, my ex-fiancée, April over here, forced me to get a vasectomy when we were engaged. I did not want to get this vasectomy. I wanted to have a family, but she insisted on it, or she didn't want to get married. So I go through with it, I get the vasectomy, and not a month later, she leaves me. Now, I want her to pay for my reversal vasectomy surgery, which I think is the least she can do for what she did to me.
Okay, so let me get this straight. You dated for 2 years.
2 years.
And did you always speak about having children?
I always made it clear that I wanted children. I would often talk about wanting to have a family.
From the beginning?
Yes, I always talked about kids.
So, did you know that he always wanted to have children?
He had mentioned it before, and every time he mentioned it, I told him due to health concerns that I am not interested in having children.
Did he understand what your health concerns were, that you could not have a child? Is it?
He did understand what my health concerns were.
Is it medically dangerous for you to get pregnant? Is it a life or death type situation?
Both of my parents died from cancer, and I didn't want to pass those genes on to a child. And also, I was worried that something would happen to me if after the baby. I know that there's a lot of hormonal changes. I was also worried because I'm very, very, very serious about my career.
So was I when I had my daughter.
Laris, he lost his job, he didn't work, and I was doing the cooking, the cleaning, and working full-time and paying for everything. He wasn't contributing to the household. And
for how long? How long did you not have a job?
I lost my job 6 months ago. I was a restaurant manager. The restaurant shut down. I had looked for work. It was really tough to find another.
During COVID, of course, right?
Yeah, during COVID.
So you knew that. It's not that he was being a bum at home because he couldn't find a job.
He didn't look for work, Your Honor. He stopped.
So then you
gave up.
So why did you accept a proposal if you knew he wanted to have children and you didn't?
I accepted the proposal because he said, okay, if that's what you want, then we won't have kids.
Then what happened then? So you accepted the proposal, you accepted that that she did not want to have children. So how did you guys come up with the brilliant idea that he had to get a vasectomy?
I asked him.
She was very adamant about it. Okay, I didn't want to do it, but I loved her. You know, I wanted to marry her. And she was very adamant. I don't want kids. I don't want kids. I mean, I tried to tell her. I respect the fact that cancer runs in her family. I tried to tell her, you know, life comes with risks.
But you got convinced by her to have the vasectomy. Correct?
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and you really want a family.
I do want a family.
Okay. So she convinced you to have a vasectomy.
At the time, my relationship with April was more important to me than having kids.
Really?
I did. I loved her.
Okay,
but
that's a bad sign. Why didn't you use protection? If you didn't want to have a family and you knew it was important for him, maybe you could change your mind in the future. Why didn't you use birth control? Why didn't you go to the doctor and get, I don't know, an IUD? There's 1,000 ways that you can prevent from getting pregnant. Why didn't you take on that responsibility since you were the one that did not want to have children?
I actually was on birth control beforehand, and it messed with my hormones. So the doctor said to get off it. And I asked him, it's just easier
It was just more convenient for him to get a vasectomy. Do you realize like what could happen? I mean, thank God vasectomies are done every day, but sometimes something could go wrong, right? I mean, with a vasectomy, I mean, what if one of those tiny, tiny small risks happens and something would have happened to him?
Your Honor, it is easier for him to get a vasectomy reversal than for me to get an abortion.
Than for you to use? Okay, let's not bring that up because that is completely just out of hand and completely irrelevant, especially what's happening in the world today. It just sounds like it was easier for you so you didn't have to like touch your body. Why did you even say yes?
I said yes because I thought we were going to get married. I thought that we were going to last, but less than a month or maybe about a month after my vasectomy, she left me for another man.
Coming up on Justice for All.
I changed my body for her. You know, I feel like I've lost some of my manhood, and I need this reversal surgery. I really think she should pay for it so I can move on with my life.
And later,
I hired Derek to perform as a magician for my 3-year-old son's birthday party. He actually didn't perform. He basically just left.
if you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching Justice for All with Judge Cristina Perez. We're back with the case of Whitlock, who is suing April Saunders for medical expenses.
I paid for your vasectomy. I said, honey, you don't have insurance.
When did she start seeing somebody?
I don't know the exact timing, but I believe it was maybe about a month after my vasectomy.
That fast? You changed future husbands or your soulmates like you changed shoes?
Your
after
Honor,
he had the vasectomy?
Your Honor, he was...
After he had the vasectomy, it took you 1 month to find somebody else to date?
It is
really
very complicated, and that is not necessary. That is not 100% true.
It is what it is.
No, ma'am.
Did you move out after 1 month?
Ma'am, he was staying in my condo. I was cooking, cleaning, and paying for everything. He didn't do anything. I did everything. He wouldn't look for a job.
But when you're going to marry somebody, you got to take that responsibility. My husband hates it when I say this, but when we got married, he had no job. Graduated from law school, no job. Do you think I put that in his face?
No, but I'm sure...
Absolutely not, because when you get married, I might be old school. When you get married to build a life together.
I'm
but
sure he helped around the house because he did not do anything.
All right, so she started seeing somebody else, and then what happened? You broke up.
I tried to even get her to stay with me, but she wasn't having it. I had to move back with my parents, and you know, I changed my body for her. You know, I feel like I've lost some of my manhood, and I need this reversal surgery. I can't afford it right now. I really think she should pay for it so I can move on with my life.
I mean, if you guys would have really thought about this before and you both agreed to it, that was what you wanted to do, and you looked at options about her, you looked at options about you, it was a well-reasoned decision, then it would be a different outcome. I feel that we wouldn't be here today. But it sounds like you were so stricken by her that you let her manipulate into doing something so severe. So it's going to cost you over $3,000 to get a reversal.
Yes.
Okay, and you want her to pay for it?
I do, Your Honor.
Okay, and you've asked her to pay for it?
Yes, I have evidence here of a text message I sent.
Okay, Cinder, may I see that? Do you have evidence of how much the surgery is going to cost?
I do. I have this bill from my doctor.
Okay, thank you. You paid for the vasectomy, and you don't think you're responsible for the reversal, the cost of the reversal?
I do not, Your Honor, anything back.
Did you research risks of vasectomy before you got the vasectomy?
We spoke to my doctor. Yeah, he said most of the time it's you're going to be okay, but there were risks involved. Yeah.
Okay, like what kind of risks? Do you remember the risks?
They said that there was a very, very slim chance, under 0.1%, that they wouldn't be able to reverse it.
Mm-hmm. Any other risks?
Just
that's it.
General surgery risks. You know.
Mm-hmm. You have a right not to have children. That's fine, no problem. But don't convince a man to have a vasectomy.
I told him that it was his decision.
She keeps saying it was my decision. It was my decision, but
Listen, as much as I hate to agree with Ms. Saunders, a vasectomy is a voluntary surgery. You go in, They explain the risks.
I'll put it like
it's
this.
a bunch of papers. It's something that's being done to you. You have to sign the papers. You give the consent. She might have manipulated you
Yes,
because you
exactly.
might have been in a bad emotional state in your life, or you loved her so much. You loved her so much. You thought as much as you loved her, she would love you back the same way. I'm not trying to be a marriage relationship therapist, but it sounds that's exactly what happened. That you were so enamored with her that you were going to do anything she asked. And at some point there has to be a limit, because quite honestly, a limit in a relationship, I'm not quite sure what the legal claim is here. There's no contract, there was no promise, there was no guarantee that if you got the vasectomy, if something went wrong, if you got hurt, or if that 1% chance something negative happened, she would be there for you, she would reimburse you, she would pay for your hospital bills, she would do any of that. Evidence of that is she left you 3 weeks after you got the vasectomy. So I'm not understanding why you are wasting my time, not my time, this court's time, or any other court for that matter, in suing when you know there was no legal claim. There's no contract, no promise, no quid pro quo here. I can't even put things together to tie in that you should be reimbursed, or she should reimburse you or give you $3,300 to reverse your vasectomy. You decided to do it. It was a voluntary decision. Now, unfortunately, it's going to be your decision to get the reversal, okay? And this is a lesson for us always. Sometimes we don't sue people because we care so much about the money, not about the 15 minutes of fame, not about any of that. Sometimes it's just a matter of principle. And if that's what you accomplished today, you accomplished it. So based on the evidence, I will have to deny your claim for $3,300. I wish you good luck in your next relationship.
All rise.
Judge Perez has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been denied.
I hope you're really happy with it.
I am. Maybe I'll have kids with him.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, do that. Please do that.
God, you're terrible.
Coming up on Justice for All.
What were the terms of this contract?
9 tricks, maybe 45 minutes of actual trick time. I asked to have the performance be outside and to have any indoor segments be masked. These are 3-year-olds, Your Honor. None of them are vaccinated.
You're watching Justice for All with Judge Cristina Perez. Chantel Murphy is suing Derek Perkins in the amount of $250. Ms. Murphy claims she hired a magician for her son's birthday party and says Mr. Perkins left without performing any tricks.
Okay, Ms. Murphy, I understand you had a birthday party, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor. That's
And you
correct.
hired the defendant, Mr. Perkins, to serve as a magician for the birthday party.
I did, yes.
Great. How did that go?
I hired Derek to perform as a magician for my 3-year-old son's birthday party. And he actually didn't perform. He basically just left, and without fulfilling his end of the contract, Your Honor.
Okay, so why don't you tell me about the contract? Was
did.
it an oral contract, a signed contract?
It was a written contract, Your Honor.
Okay.
I did sign the agreement without actually reading it.
So you didn't read your contract, okay, but you signed it?
I did sign it,
What
correct.
did you understand the contract say?
The total cost would be $500 with a $250 deposit.
Did she pay you the deposit?
She did pay the deposit, yes.
Okay.
She did not pay the second half when I arrived to perform.
I am seeking a refund of the $250 security deposit that I have paid.
Okay, so what were the terms of this contract?
9 tricks, maybe 45 minutes of actual trick time.
Did you have any restrictions of the contract? How many people could be at the party, or how many guests?
I asked to have the performance be outside and to have any indoor segments be masked. These are 3-year-olds, Your Honor. None of them are vaccinated.
Coming up.
You did not follow COVID protocols, so that means he showed up ready to perform. You breached the contract, the agreement, and you knew you weren't keeping your end of the bargain.
You're watching Justice for All with Judge Cristina Perez. We're back with the case of Chantel Murphy, who is suing Derek Perkins for $250.
So then that was clear in the contract, outside, and if it's inside COVID protocols, you must be masked.
Well, I wouldn't perform inside.
Okay.
Just any indoor elements. If I'm passing through the house to get to the outside.
People have to be masked.
Correct.
I got it. Okay.
Excuse me,
And
Your
that was
Honor.
in your contract. Got it. Did you read that part of the contract?
I
Mrs.
apologize.
Murphy?
Derek did not specify. He was not explicit with what COVID protocols.
But he said it was in the contract. Does anybody have a
no.
copy of the contract?
It was not
ahead.
explicit.
I have a copy of it right
Go
here.
ahead, Cinder. Thank you.
Is there anything else?
But you
Derek?
said you didn't
That's
read
good.
the contract.
No, Your Honor, I did not read the contract
Okay.
beforehand.
So let me read it. I'm good at reading these things, okay? In your contract, though, it was for outside, but if there's any elements of the party that are indoors, the individual must follow all COVID protocols, including wearing masks and et cetera.
That's right.
Okay.
I'm an amazing magician, but it is not pick your protocols any protocols month.
Okay, that's very well said. Did you tell him originally the party was going to be outside?
Your Honor, I have to add that we did move the party indoors because there was an unexpected heat wave. It was hectic.
Okay, I get it. But do you remember you two negotiating that the party was going to be outside?
He did specify,
Outside,
he
okay.
requested that the party
All right, so
be
then
in.
what did you say to her? The parties, we didn't negotiate.
I thought she must be leading me through the house. The party's in the back.
Oh, I see.
But that's not what happened.
You did not follow COVID protocols, so that means he showed up ready to perform. You breached the contract, the agreement, and you knew you weren't keeping your end of the bargain, and you tried to change the contract, and he said no.
Judge Perez's verdict when Justice for All returns.
At the end of the day, my priority was my son's happiness.
I
This was his
understand.
third birthday.
But you entered into a
he
legally
loves
binding-
magic.
I understand.
He wanted a magician, and unfortunately, Derek did not deliver.
You wanted to change that agreement. He said no. Therefore, he showed up. He deserves the rest of his contract. And I notice he's not
I'm not even
suing.
asking for the rest of the
He's not even
contract.
suing you for the rest of the $250
Your
because
Honor.
if he sued you, I would grant him the $250 because legally he has the right. So there's nothing else you can tell me that's going to change my mind. I find that there was a legally binding agreement that the defendant was willing to and ready to perform, and the plaintiff breached that contract. Therefore, based on the evidence, I will deny your claim for $250. Ms. Murphy, and good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All rise.
Judge Perez has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been denied.
In the end, my son was disappointed. He did not get the magic show that he was expecting.
I'm very happy to teach 3-year-olds that contractual obligations are still important even if you get to achieve your dream of performing the most amazing magic anyone has ever seen.
This has been a production of Entertainment Studios.